The Vanilla Expanded team really have done a fantastic job at creating mods for RimWorld. And as we scroll down, you'll see how busy they have been. There's a lot of mods here. Mods that do all sorts of different things. So you've got ones that add items, such as weapons and armor. Mods that add new races to the game and adjust the current ones. There are ones that add new storytellers and adjust the way the whole game is played completely. So there's pretty much something here for everyone. So a big thanks to these guys. They have their Patreon there. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to support them for their hard work. They're also developing a new game called The Cursed Crew. So feel free to go and check that out as well to show them some support and some thanks for all the work that they have done. In this video, I'll be going through some of my absolute favourite Vanilla Expanded mods. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you find the video useful and so that you can catch more videos in the future. Vanilla Skills Expanded is the first mod we're going to be looking at, and it is probably my actual favourite out of all of them. It expands on the vanilla skill system to give your colonists an area of expertise. But before we get into the expertise itself, it does also add 3 new passions to the game. So we have Natural here, where you learn it twice as fast, but forget it 3 times as fast. So you need to kind of keep on top of the work types, otherwise you will lose the skill very fast. We have Apathy, where you learn it very slowly, but also forget it faster. So probably not an area you're really going to get much progress in. And lastly, Critical, where you learn at 300% speed and never forget it, which sounds fantastic at first, and it is, but it affects every other skill negatively. As you see here, Construction, only 8.8% learning speed. So you're not going to learn other things anywhere near, and you still forget them at the same speed. Even with a double passion, 38% learning speed when it normally would be 150%. So really good for like one specific skill, but it does negatively affect everything else with the critical passion. So now onto the expertise themselves. There are 2 things you need before you can give a character an expertise. Firstly, any kind of passion in a skill. And secondly, that skill has to be at least 15. So as you see here, we have 15 and we have a passion. So we're going to click on the star up here, and every possibility that we have is going to be on the right hand side here. So if we had 15 skill in plants as well, the plants ones will be unlocked and we can pick them. By default, you can only pick 1. There are options in the settings where you can have as many as you want. It's a very strong bonus, so I'd recommend sticking to 1. But again, if you want to play however you want to play, give them 20 or whatever. Give them 1 for every single skill if you want. It's up to you. So as you see here, if we were to select Sharpshooting, every level up would increase their accuracy by 0.01, which is quite a lot when you consider you can get 20 levels in these expertise like regular skills. So you can get +2 accuracy, which in RimWorld is quite a lot. We have aiming time reduction, so -5% per level, all the way up to 100% at level 20 in aiming, which means that you twice as fast will acquire a target and shoot them. And reloading time reduces the range weapon cooldown factor, which is quite good. It's basically how, after you've shot, how quickly you can then move on or just reacquire a target. So if we were to select, let's go for aiming time, -5%. So whenever we do some shooting now, it will level up our shooting and it will level up our aiming, which is fantastic. On this character, we have 15 in social and a passion, so we also have access to an expertise here. Warning, arrest success chance +5%, suppression power +5%, recruitment rate +5%. Remember, you can get to level 20 in these skills, so that'll be 100% across the board, which is pretty strong. Negotiation, trade price +5%, so up to 100%. Peace talks, same kind of thing. And you've got conversion power as well. So that's pretty broken in some aspects. Imagine that though, if we go back to Rad, sorry. Negotiation, trade price +100% at level 20. You make so much money. So much money. And cooking for Sweet Pea. So butchering speed and efficiency. Drug cooking speed. Food hygiene, so less chance of food poisoning, which is quite annoying. And feeding rate, so you basically how fast they cook. So overall, a very strong mod. It does buff your characters quite a lot. There are some negatives, obviously, where some of the skills don't get leveled up as fast. You forget things faster, maybe. But in your certain area, you can be very strong. You have some really good traders, some very fantastic melee characters who can attack super fast, and shooters who can shoot extra fast, have a lot more accuracy. And the kind of unbalanced thing about it is that enemies don't get the benefits of these extra expertise as well. So you might be able to fire off twice as fast as other enemies that are shooting you. It could be seen as a bit unfair, but yeah, very strong, but I think it's worth checking out. If you haven't tried it before, definitely give it a go. Vanilla Expanded Trading. This mod adds a trading terminal and all the goodies that come along with it. If I right click on it, you can see down here, prices, news, stock market, contracts, and banks. So with the prices section, we'll look at that bit first. As you can see here, there's a list of every single tradable item in the game, and it shows you the changes. At the start of a game, there's nothing. But let's say, for example, you're producing medicine. You are always making medicine to make your money. That's how you're going to make the money this run. The more you sell it, the less demand there is for it. The price will go down. So you'll make less and less money the more you sell. You'd have to sell some, leave it for a while until the price went back up again. And on the flip side, if you weren't producing medicine and you really needed some, every trader comes by, you're buying from them, the price will go up because there's more demand for it. So on this screen here, you can see the changes, ups and downs for it. The next thing we're looking at is the banks. So this is one of the banks. You get access to a factions bank if you're at least neutral with them and if they have the technology for it. So tribes, they won't have a bank, but these guys do. The more goodwill you have with them, the lower the bank fees. So if we put money into it and want to withdraw it again, we'll be paying a 20% fee on what we withdraw. There's also loans you can take with them as well. Quick ones, we have to pay quite a lot of interest. Then there's long-term ones if we have more money in our bank. But to have access to some of the things on the trading terminal, we need to put money into the bank. And you'll see that in the next thing. The stock market. So with this one, I don't really use it too much because I find it doesn't return too much money, but it's quite fun. It's a nice little quirky thing. So money in our bank, we can use that to buy shares, and then, you know, this goes up and down over time. We can check it every now and then to see if we've made any money or lost any, and withdraw the money at a, you know, profit or a loss if we want to. But there's also a news thing on here, which sometimes has some news reports, which you can tell why certain companies are up and down. So it can sometimes give you little tips as to what might happen. Like if there's a very brief lull, the price goes down, but you know it's probably going to go back up again because of some news thing. You could probably invest a lot of money and hopefully make some profit. But yeah, I don't use it too much, but it is quite fun. And on to the best part of this mod, the contracts themselves. So people will post contracts of what they want on this left-hand side here. Decent size list. A reward, and it shows you a markup here so you can see how worthwhile it is to do. So some things, a chain shotgun, only 104% markup, not really worth doing. But then you've got like a charge shotgun down here, 769% markup. So that's a lot of profit. They're really desperate for that shotgun. And it shows you like a time limit here of how long you got it. If we already had one of these items in our stockpile, it would say here, a different color, be like lit up. So we can click it, and basically then the item will go from our stockpile and money will go into our bank. I think we get to pick, when we click the button, we get to pick which bank the money goes into. And then obviously we can withdraw it from the bank straight into our stockpile if we want at the bank fees. But yeah, fantastic. It resets every now and then. There is one risky part of it though. Some of the things, even though they haven't ended yet, will disappear because other random people will fulfill the offers. So it can be risky. The highest markup ones have more chance of being poached by someone else. So if you can do it really quickly, great. But you might be halfway through making a shotgun and then check it again and this is gone. So you might get stuck with an item. Obviously you can sell it in the future or hold on to some things for maybe someone else will want one in the future. But yeah, there's a risk you might make something and the contract is already gone. Now, not only can you accept contracts and make loads and loads of money, but you can set up your own contracts as well. I've selected a Resurrector Mech Serum because let's say someone had died and we can't find one elsewhere. You can select any other item or even animals or something that you want to get. And the amount that you want there as well. So 1, 2, 3, you know, we'll go for 1, only one person dead. Default markup is 100%, but we want it happening nice and fast so the body doesn't rot or, you know, we want the person back now. 500% markup, 8,500. It's very expensive. You have a time limit there as well. We can set it to like, I usually do it at 7. If you put enough markup on it, they'll get it done nice and quickly to you. The only thing is you're going to have to make sure you've got 8,500 in your bank Otherwise, they won't fulfill the offer when they arrive with it. So yeah, very good way of finding an item that you desperately need, like Resurrector or Healer Mech Serums. And yeah, maybe a weapon type you really want, Plasteel, maybe low on Plasteel. There's all sorts of different things you can get on here. But yeah, that's a very, very good part of it. I love the fact you make loads of money from the contracts. And I love the fact that you can find items that you may well be desperate for. All in all, a very fun way of making money in RimWorld. You could just spend a long time just trying to fulfill different contracts to make loads of money. I've become filthy rich by doing this before. Because sometimes they just want things that you have. Like they want 1,000 corn and they're going to pay you like 300% the value. Yes, sure. I'll starve for a bit of money. Nothing wrong with that. So yeah, I'd recommend giving it a go. The only problem is if you focus on making money one specific way from one specific good, you won't be able to. You'd have to mix it up a bit. But with the contracts, you can make loads of money elsewhere until the values, you know, stabilize and stuff. But yeah, great mod. Vanilla Psycasts Expanded. Now this mod greatly expands the base game Psycasts. Not only provides many more options, but allows you to pick your own path and generate experience points via meditation so you can get to more powers a lot quicker. As you can see here, there are loads of different options. Each one of these that we unlock is a tree with its own powers in it, which we can go over some in a minute. Compare that to base game RimWorld, where you get your first level. It's a randomly assigned level 1 power, all the way up to level 6. Some of the powers are great. You get no choice, and you can't just generate more points. You have to like fulfill the honor quests to rank up in the Imperium, or you can do the tribal way of just meditating at the tree. But this bar up here, when we meditate, we'll get more and more experience. And then we hit the top bar, we get a level. I've used the Silent Neuroformer on this character to give us 2 points to spend. It does 1 to unlock a tree, and then another point, we'll put a point inside it to start the way up it. And we'll show you one of these trees in a minute. So it also shows you the focus types for this character. So this character, that maker, has got a focus on morbid and on artistic. So I put a meditation spot for them down by graves because it's morbid, but there are plenty of different options and you can unlock more with a point. So let's say, for example, we had a lot of people in the colony who were also meditating. We could unlock group for everyone. We spend a point to do that. Therefore, let's say we had like some graves nearby, we had some art, and we had a lot of people together. Our XP would go up a lot faster because of that. So the more focus types you got, as long as you got stuff around you, like some torches around you and stuff as well, campfires, those kind of things would link together and you get XP a lot faster. Let me show you a couple of the trees to show you what we got going on. So Protector, for example, very good at looking after the colony. Pain Block, Word of Healing, Stabilize, Immunity, Overshield, Focus, Skip Shield, Invisibility, Regrow Limbs, Guardian, Skip Barrier. Very good for looking after the well-being of your people. The Guardian Skip Barrier is like the ultimate skill in that tree, and it basically puts up a big shield around your people that will stay up as long as you've got heat for it. We've got stuff like the Frost Shaper, who can breathe ice, ice shields, frost rays, even do a whole blizzard that encompasses the whole map. That's pretty strong. The Warlord path is very good for any kind of combat character because you can specialize down like a more melee path where you can like attack faster. You've got speed boosts, you've got power leaps, and then you've also got like more shooting things where you can do double damage and you can also have double range, that kind of thing. That's really good for any kind of class. You can also have more than one class. So if I had enough points to spend and I say I put some into Warlord because I wanted someone to be like really good at melee combat, do a few points into that. But then I was like, you know what? I really love it if we could throw some fireballs. We can unlock the Conflagrator tree as well and start going down that. So you can multi-class, have as many classes as you want, but every level up that you go, it has more to level up the next time. You actually see now, they're actually meditating. That's a perfect time for that, Maker. Thanks for helping me show that off. So actually, let's unlock Conflag. Unlocked. As you can see here, you've got to go through the tree. You can't just take the best things as you'd expect. So we've got Flame Ball. We've got 1 point to spend. Let's spend that. So now we can throw Flame Balls, which has a cost, which I was not going to show you here, but it might show you on their actual bar. So if we draft up, it is going to cost us 2% of our Psi Focus, which isn't much. We've got 76% at the moment, but it generates 12 heat. So it does go up quite a lot. So you're going to do a certain amount. You can obviously turn off restrictions, but the more chance you've got of actually injuring your person, like mentally, by, you know, if you don't worry about the heat, they can even potentially die. As you can see here, they are now level 2. I've used one of the neuroformers again. So basically it increases their heat limit every time you level up anyway. But I use that spare point to upgrade them. So they've gone from 35, they went to 40 from the level up, heat capacity. Use an upgrade, they're now on like 52.5. So that means we can cast more and more spells. So when you kind of like get down a tree a little bit, you'll see some of these things are going to be very expensive to cast. You can maybe cast one, and then you have to wait a long time, maybe a day or so. But if you spend a lot of points upgrading them, you can get like hundreds and hundreds of heat capacity. But each upgrade also gives you more sensitivity as well. So you'll also generate your psi focus faster, and it'll increase the damage of some of the things that you cast as well. Now, I did think it'd be fair to end this section without showing you some of the powers. I may have to reset the heat after this, but let's do a couple. I can't even do fire tornado still, but that's fine. You guys can see that if you want to get the mod. So here we go. We're going to go for a meteor shower, which is going to be a big heat increase. Oh, that monkey. Oh, no, the monkey. Look at that. Imagine casting that on your enemies. Let me reset the heat and I'll show you a couple more as well. See, I thought that was a bit mean, maybe, and that poor monkey. What about a fire beam on the rest of them? Surely that's going to hit. I don't know how much damage this does or how big an area it is. It looks quite, it's going to be quite big. Oh, yeah, that's quite excessive. The problem we've got here now is, why is that a problem? Oh, wait a minute. Have they got into a psychic overload? Oh, no. So, yeah, there is some danger to cast this kind of stuff as well. Even if you don't go over the heat limit, some of the spells will put you in a coma for a short amount of time. There are some that put you in comas for like a couple of days. But, yeah, poor Maker. All I'm doing is showing you guys some of the cool powers. And I put the poor lad into a little coma. And the last thing to show you is the storyteller that comes along with this mod as well. Basilius Bestower enforces the will of the Emperor wherever he goes, bestowing great powers on those who deserve it. Epic ballads become even more fantastic if everyone has access to psychic powers. Basically, the raids that come in, you'll have more raids that have people with powers in. So, you know, they could meteor storm you. They could do big fire pillars on you as well, depending on what powers they obviously have. There's a lot of danger that comes with that, but he's not like overly aggressive. He's not too crazy or anything, but yeah, still quite strong. Like the mod itself, to be fair, you can get some very good powers. There's some really interesting ones with time skips, and one of the best ones is where you can upgrade the quality of gear and repair gear with powers. Some really good options. I'd recommend checking it out, going through the list yourself, and just experiment with different powers you can get and different combinations. But yeah, very strong, but loads of fun. Now, this video only has 3 mods in it, but I do like to go into a lot of detail and show you what these mods really have to offer, rather than just briefly explaining them. I feel like this way you get more information and can make a more informed decision about the mod itself. Now, if I wanted to showcase all the best vanilla expanded mods, this video would be hours long, and I don't think anyone wants that. It'd be a bit crazy. So no doubt I'll do more parts in the future showcasing some of the other great ones. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, please let me know in the comments and tell me your favourite vanilla expanded mods. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you very much for watching.